Alright, I've got my prints here in the tray. I've brought them out from the washer. So RC, they've been in the washer for 10 minutes. And you can see it's fine to just bring them all out in a stack in a tray. You don't need to worry about them sticking together. And so the next step, such a smooth transition, I know, is to squeegee them off. And so just think about where you're working. You don't want to put anything into this sink. Let's zoom in on the sink. Yeah, the sink is dirty. So let me shut that off. Keep, your tray is that clean place for your prints. We have squeegees hanging up on the side of this big wedge-shaped thingy. Squeegee board, is that a thing? I always just rinse the squeegee off before I use it, just to be on the safe side. Because again, if someone forgot and squeegeed something up here that was not thoroughly washed, and then put the squeegee back, I'm going to be ruining my prints and the screens. So, also, there's some signage right on the board. Boy, but we're getting some glare. That's pretty good. Just a reminder about wash times and all that there. So what you do is you're going to put your photo on there face down first, and then I'm not putting a whole bunch of pressure on it. I'm just getting the worst of the water off. Now squeegee to remove the extra water that's on the plastic, and then squeegee the front. Just one time on squeegeeing the front, because once it's mostly dry, it's going to be really likely that you're going to just scratch it with the squeegee if you do it again. Now we're going to come over to the drying screens, and you can see there are names for everybody on the screens. 261 beginning photo is down here. There are several of them, and these screens come all the way out. If you want to pull it out and set it on some stools next to you, if you have a lot of prints to squeegee, that's kind of a nice way to go. But you can see with RC, you just put it face up on the screen. Be really careful that you don't put your print overlapping somebody else's print, or overlapping your own print for that matter. The problem is that while that emulsion is still wet, it'll dry and then stick together, and you'll never get them apart unless if you soak them in water. So it's really important to keep the prints separate on the screens. So that's it, really. After that, you just you can come back and pick it up, depending on how many other prints are humidifying the air around your print. It might be dry in half an hour, it might be dry in 2 hours or something like that. You can, as you saw in a previous video, sort of speed things up with the hairdryer. In fact, why don't I demonstrate that, or show you where the hairdryer is at least. I think you know how to use a hairdryer. Yes, I think you do. This little fella is chained to the ceiling because he used to always take a trip down to printmaking and never come back. He's ours now. So you can use the hairdryer. Now, when you do that, though, please do not put anything wet on this surface. There's signs, but you know how we are with signs. We kind of don't always see them. So what I would rather you do, as she walks away from the camera, off camera, I'm here, I'm really here, is I've got a stool down here. I could put it on the stool, just like that. That way I'm definitely not getting things wet. Or I'll just sometimes frankly sit on the stool and do that number. So if you really want your photos right away, you don't want to leave them because you're kind of excited about them, you want to take them home, that's a good way to go with that. All right. That concludes making your silver print. After it's dry, you just want to keep it where it's not going to get smushed against the D-rings in your binder or something like that. So, just in the leave between other sheets of paper is fine. Carrying them all in a stack, just so that something's not going to scratch the surface and you're good. Okay, so I totally forgot a major point. When you're done, please Do not put the squeegee in the sink. Again, as we said, the sink is disgusting and dirty and awful. So it hangs up on a nail over here. This one does. This one even was gray, so I labeled it never in the sink. And when you're done with your trays, I'm just going to set that there, these should go back into the dark room. If we just have a big pile of trays out here, it gets ridiculous. So please take these back in the dark room once you're done with them. Same with when you're using them for just evaluating prints, and put them in the stack with the others at the end of the sink. There, now that's really it. For reals, that's it.